Yeah, this is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Let's go!
Ricky Ponting,
Oh, brilliant shot.
the captain of Australia.
And Ponting's delivered.
Come on, Kelly, Vina.
Oh, that's the best of Ricky Ponting.
Punter Sport.
Sure, this might be a sports segment, and we do have a former cricketing great, but we're here to talk about wine. Good morning, Ricky Ponting.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Hello, Ricky Ponting. I feel like this interview should be conducted with a fancy voice. I've just been reading the history of Ponting wines. Fancy little bugger, aren't you?
Actually not. If you had asked me a couple of years ago if I would have had my name and a fair bit about me plastered all over the front of a wine bottle, I would have said that you were joking, because that's certainly not my upbringing. My upbringing in the northern parts of Tasmania was very much a beer and a barbecue sort of upbringing. But no, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a nice little venture now. 2.5 years we've been going with Ponting Wines. We've learned a lot about the industry. We've learned a lot about wine making and the growing of grapes. So it's been a nice little passion project for my wife and I to be involved in.
I am looked down upon in the wine world, Ricky, because I don't enjoy red wine. I want to, because I see people on a cold wintry day having a glass of red or having it for dinner, and it just tastes like crap to me. Are you a red wine drinker or a white wine drinker?
Mate, I'm going to have to get you some Ponting wines. You taste our red wines, and you're not going to say that. I'll guarantee.
Really?
You. But,
The close
I'd
of
like
play
to.
Cap Sav,
I'd like
for
to know
example.
that.
yeah, we'll make sure we've got some sent into your offices over the next couple of days, and
Okay.
bring me back and let me know what you think.
Okay.
Now, look, am I red wine or white wine? I think that my journey started out probably a bit like yours, as more of a white wine drinker, and my wife was probably the one that sort of introduced me to the wonderful world of wine, and she's more of a white wine drinker than a red wine drinker, but the things that you brought up there about sitting around an open fire on a winter's night with a glass of red wine, in the stage of life that I'm at, there's not much better than doing that, that's for sure.
Mate, I've got a friend who loves red wine, and he errs towards buying $400 bottles or whatever, and I was around his house, I'm having dinner one night, and then he poured me a glass of it, and I said, don't I just sip? And I said, pour it back in the bottle.
Did you ask for some lemonade to be mixed in?
Pour it back in the bottle, because this is wasted on me. But I'm really excited for Ponting Wines to change my mind.
So, Ricky, this isn't a Tasmanian winery, though, is it?
No, we actually haven't got our own winery as such just yet. We're definitely on the lookout. We've got 6 or 7 different wines in the range now. 2 of those wines are from Tasmania, so we've got a Pinot Noir called the Mowbray Boy and a Pioneer Chardonnay that both come out of Tasmania. But the majority of our wine comes from South Australia, so the McLaren Vale, Barossa, Langbourne Creek sort of regions are where most of our wine comes from. And Ben Riggs is our winemaker, who's world renowned for his winemaking abilities. He's based in McLaren Vale, so we're sourcing grapes from what we believe some of the most premium wine regions in Australia, and doing our best to produce premium wines that fit into that sort of lower price bracket of the premium wine range. So. Yes, as I said, so far so good. It's been a very, very enjoyable journey so far.
You're quite the spokesmodel for it, I've got to say.
Mate,
we're convinced.
She's got me
And people can taste it, because you're coming to the Good Food Show, Good Food and Wine Show this weekend as well, so people can get their own taste of it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, well, we've got our own stand set up there. I actually won't be able to make it across now, unfortunately. I've had a needle in a nerve jammed in my spine, so I've had a needle in my spine last Thursday, so I'm struggling to walk at the moment, so I won't be on a plane 4 hours to get over there. But no, we'll have a great presence there. We've been at the Melbourne and Sydney shows over the last couple of months. So anyone that wants to come along, pop down and absolutely get to sample the whole range of Ponting wines.
Oh, mate, we're all sold on the wine.
Yes.
Let's go back to
Let's go back to your back.
Are you joking? You've had a what shoved in where?
Yeah, I think it's just a sign of old age, and probably what I did in a previous life, where I spent most of my life sort of crouched over a cricket bat or crouched over, standing at slip. But I've got a trapped nerve in my L5 joint. That won't mean anything to anybody, but I had to have quite a nasty little injection in there the other day to try and free it all up. So I've been struggling to get around for the last few days.
Okay, as a professional sports person, is that the worst place you've had a needle?
That's a really good question. I've had plenty of them in my time. No, actually, you know what? I don't think it was. It was a very unpleasant feeling the needle actually scraping across the top of the nerve, shooting like an electric shock down the outside of your right leg. But
yeah, good times.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. That
But
wasn't
it's not the
great.
worst.
Have you had
But
many groin?
down the end of your little finger. So you point your little finger up in the air and straight down the end of your little finger, where all your nerve endings are. Trust me, that's not a lot of fun.
So
either.
what? So they stick the needle straight down the length of your finger.
Straight down the end of your finger. Well, I'd broken my finger the game before, and I couldn't play without having my finger, without having a block. And the first block that I tried to have didn't work. And I said to the doc, "That's not working." So he said, "Well, grab that piece of wood there, bite onto it really hard. This is going to be quite
So
unpleasant."
is this in the rooms before the game?
Yeah, in the rooms about.
Is this
about
cricket
half an hour.
or the saw film?
Yeah, it's about half an hour before I was waiting to bat. I was
Dude.
sitting there, the openers had gone out,
Yeah.
and the finger blocks only usually last about 2 hours. So I had to make sure as soon as the openers went out that I had the injection done, and the first one, as I said, the first one didn't work. So it was bite the bullet and go again.
How deep did he go in?
Or just as far as you can until you hit the bone. There's not far to go.
I should go in.
Ricky.
You know what? That is that. My question and the way you answered that could be taken out of context.
Yes,
if
it
people
could.
just tuned
It
in.
could. Yes. Oh, Ricky.
Wow, I thought you would have said it would have been a groiny
Yes.
injection because Sean said he's had heaps of groiny injections.
Yeah.
No, I haven't had any. None of those, thankfully.
No osteitis pubis. That's what his was for.
my
I mean,
God.
you say old age. You're 47, which in most people's world is not old at all, Ricky.
No, you're probably right. I should say middle age rather than,
Yeah.
than in my old age. No, but I can tell you that these Melbourne winters, you tend to find your little aches and pains
I bet you do.
more and more every year. That's for sure. Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, we're sold on the wine.
Yes,
That's
we are.
fantastic. Your injection situation. Run for your life.
Traumatic.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.